The Lakers badly needed to add in a new weapon on this team, and they got one on both ends of the floor in Dorian Finney-Smith. Now, on today's show, we're going to talk about what this acquisition means for Los Angeles heading into this rest of the season as LeBron and AD, they're looking for another championship, and they just got a big-time X factor on the wing. We're going to dive into all that on today's show. Before we do, guys, you got to have your notifications on. I'm a new host here at Chat Sports, running the Lake Show today. But you know what? Shout out to my guy Cullen in the producer chair. He's putting content out for you guys like nobody else. And if you're a diehard Lakers fan, you're gonna want to subscribe and you want to turn your notifications on because you're gonna find the latest Lakers news and rumors right here on the channel. So hit that bell icon, set your notifications to all, so you get an alert every single time you post a video right here on the Lakers Report. What's going on, Lakers fans? You're watching the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Tyler Smith, and on today's show, we're going to discuss basically the entire acquisition and kind of do a deep dive into what adding Dorian Finney-Smith means to this Lakers team. And I think this is honestly a championship X Factor caliber move for the Lakers moving forward, because Dorian Finney-Smith can do it on both ends, and he's shooting the ball at a clip that we haven't even seen him do throughout his entire career, which he's been a very good three-point shooter, shooting at 42.7% clip on like 5 attempts this year. He is absolutely dominating from the outside, and you know what you can do with Dorian Finney-Smith is you can stick him on the other team's best wing offensively, and he'll just clamp him up. He's got that super long wingspan. He's a big body, and he's just one of these guys where, you know, you're not going to get anything easy on Dorian Finney-Smith. He's going to make you work when you're trying to score offensively, and he's going to do his best to keep you from doing that. I mean, this year averaging 10 points a game, 4 rebounds. Like, he's never going to be this insane glass cleaner for you, but that's not his role. This is a guy who's going to hit the corner three-point shot, is going to defend on the ball and off the ball at a super high level. But you can see this year is one of his best, having necessarily a bigger role for the Brooklyn Nets this year, with them not really having too much top-end talent, and they're in tank mode. He's kind of like sitting over there like, wow, like, when am I going to get out of this situation? And now he's in Los Angeles, and he's looking to make a major impact. If you want to take a look at his shot chart right here of where Dorian Finney-Smith really attacks the basket, it's the corner three-point shot. It's shots at the rim like everybody gets in this league, and it's kind of above the break on those wings. You're not going to see too much top of the key three-point shooting from Dorian Finney-Smith, but when he does get those opportunities, he's absolutely on fire. Plus 40% from every spot on the entire basketball court, except for that right corner, which I'm not really stressing too hard about. It's 37%. It's still a very solid percentage point from Dorian Finney-Smith there. So what the Lakers are going to do now with this player is they're going to have a much more spaced floor. You can have a lineup of Austin Reeves, LeBron, AD, and Dorian Finney-Smith out there, and then just pick one of the other reserves that the Lakers have on their roster. Even you could throw in like a Rui Hachimura for like a big lineup with LeBron running the point, Austin Reeves kind of dominating the ball as well. You throw Gabe Vincent in there. Both those guys are floor spacers as well. Dorian Finney-Smith just brings a new element to this Lakers team where I think they could run 5-out offense more often than not in this scenario. And don't take it from just me. We got Laker reporters all over the country saying that this is a massive acquisition for Los Angeles. Shout out to Maxwell Ogden of Lake Show Life on what Dorian Finney-Smith brings to the Lakers right here. He said the single most important element of the Lakers' acquisition of Finney-Smith is his defensive prowess. Across each of the past 9 seasons, he's proven to be one of the most intriguing defenders in the NBA. Opponents are currently shooting 5.0% worse when Finney-Smith is the primary defender. That's awesome stuff. More impressive, though, is the fact that he's holding opponents to a lower than average field goal percentage, both beyond the three-point line and inside of it. He's a multi-level defender. He's such defensive versatility all over the floor. Los Angeles is currently number 19 in opponent three-point field goal percentage, number 21 in defensive rating, and number 26 in opponent fast break points. And I think that Dorian Finney-Smith is going to help all these metrics out big time. And number 28 in points allowed in the paint. It all boils down to a lack of reliable energy from the perimeter players on defense, which makes Finney-Smith the ultimate addition. And that's what, at the end of the day, that's what it does for the Lakers, right? You get more flexible. Dorian Finney-Smith is basically a Swiss Army knife defender, right? Like, if he gets switched onto a guard, I'm not necessarily asking him to do that for 48 minutes, but he's going to hold his own. He'll be able to stay in front and limit players on dribble drives and what have you, and then he can guard even 3s, 4s, 2s. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to ask him to guard the centers of this league. Thank God he doesn't have to guard Anthony Davis, but like, he's a multi-level defender, and he basically opens up everything for this Lakers team moving forward. If you want to take a look at the Lakers roster as it currently stands, get Austin Reeves and Max Christie there in the backcourt, LeBron and Rui and Anthony Davis. I'm not sure if Dorian Finney-Smith will come off the bench or start immediately, but man, I do think he's going to be a more valuable asset long term than Rui Hachimura. I think he'll slide into that 4 spot sooner rather than later. And you still got Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, Dalton Connect off the bench. I love the way Connect's been playing this year. Still waiting for Jared Vanderbilt to come back from injury, and that's going to help the defensive metrics of the Lakers much more. And then Jackson Hayes is still injured as well. Christian Coloco is not playing too bad of minutes right now for Los Angeles over this last stretch. But, man, they got to stack more wins, and Dorian Finney-Smith, the addition of him, is going to make that happen. This roster is definitely improved, but I'm not going to say it's complete. I still think there are other moves that Los Angeles can go out there and make right now to make themselves a true contender in the Western Conference. Because, to be honest with you, I don't watch the Lakers every day, but what I will say is I don't think that they're necessarily a top-end Western Conference team right now. They're definitely one of the more formidable teams. And when you have LeBron and AD on your squad, of course you do. But, like, I'm not so sure that they have the complementary pieces all around those two guys. Adding Dorian Finney-Smith's awesome. You got Austin Reeves, awesome. But there's just still more. Like, I don't know who that fifth guy would be in a Lakers closing lineup in the playoffs, and that could be the difference between winning a series or not. So I think that there's still one more addition that this team can go out there and make to really vault themselves atop the Western Conference contending status. So, with that being said, let me know down in the comment section. Drop a letter for me. Grade this Lakers roster. A, B, C, D, or F. If I had to give one out right now, I'd give this Lakers roster a B+. I think it's right there. I think you're one move away, but is that move going to come? We'll find out. And that's what we're going to talk about on the back half of today's show. Moves the Lakers need to make. We get some trade targets to discuss. There are many players out there being dangled in the NBA trade circles that could be very, very positive additions for this Lakers squad like Dorian Finney-Smith was. We'll talk about that in a second. But first, I got to give a major shout out to today's sponsor, Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports platform with over 10 million active members, including yours truly. I was a customer even before they were a sponsor here at Chat Sports, and you can be too. And you can get a free $50 in your account to start when you use our promo code CLNS and place your first $5 entry. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks, and this is all you got to do. Pick 2 or more players' projected stat types, and just pick more or less. It's that easy. The app's super user-friendly, aesthetically pleasing, and it gives you so many opportunities to go out there and win real money in real time. They got Taco Tuesdays with discounted stat projections. They got Flex Fridays. If you miss a pick, they give you your money back in promo fees. And there's so many other opportunities with discounted stats and what have you to make you guys that more plentiful when you're watching your favorite sports play. As far as what I got on the Prize Picks slate for tonight, I'm looking at the basketball out there, and I'm like, you know what? The Bulls don't play any defense. Give me Jordan Poole more than 20.5 points, and then Tobias Harris has fallen off a cliff. He's actually actively robbing the Detroit Pistons with the contract that he's been given. Give me less than 10.5 points for him against the feisty Orlando Magic. They are absolute dogs defensively. You can take my picks. You can fade my picks. Just make sure you do it at Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use that promo code CLNS for $50 in your account for free when you place your first $5 entry. You don't even need to win to receive $50. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Okay, so the Lakers need a couple of things on this roster, and I didn't really get too specific on what those things were because I want to leave you guys a little bit of suspense, right? What the Lakers need right now, number 1, is a big man who can protect the rim and a bruising big body. We know on Christmas alone, Anthony Davis went out in that first quarter. There's no telling that he's going to be 100% available for the duration of this regular season and into the postseason. They need another interior presence down there because that's what AD does best, right? Protects the rim, one of the best defenders down low in the league. Number 2, an athletic / point of attack guard that can play alongside Austin Reeves. We can't ask Austin Reeves to be the ultimate ball-dominant player. Listen, he's had a triple-double in the past couple of games. He's been really expanding his game as far as being a facilitator and being able to function in offense. Like, he's taking great strides. I'm sure LeBron has been in his ear about all that stuff, and it's paid off. But they need another guard. They just got rid of D'Lo, and he necessarily wasn't bringing this kind of acumen to the Lakers roster, but they need somebody that can play alongside Austin Reeves to allow him to play more off the ball, which I think is better suited for him. He can run off screens, get off some pin downs, and hit some shots from the outside. I do think that there's another point of attack player out there for Los Angeles to go out there and get. But right now, let's focus on number 1, the centers that Los Angeles could go out and acquire, starting with Jonas Valanciunas, the Washington Wizards. Man, I just watched Valanciunas play against the Knicks, and he absolutely ate them for lunch, man. He was pretty much dominant against them. Like Karl Anthony Towns had no answer for the guy, and you know what? With the salary that he's on right now for multiple seasons, this could be a major piece for Los Angeles to go out there and get. He's only making $10 million right now, and I mean, think about it. You trade 1 or 2 small-level contracts on this team, and you got yourself a Jonas Valanciunas. He's under contract for 2 more seasons after this, signed a 3-year deal in Washington this offseason, and, you know, he's a great low post scorer, can stretch the floor a little bit, which is something that you want to ask for when you're going out and acquiring an offensively gifted center. He's not the greatest defender, especially on the perimeter. You don't want to get him switched up in a high pick and roll, but listen, Los Angeles needs better players down in the front court, and they need more size, honestly. I mean, outside of Anthony Davis, can I rely on Christian Koloko for a 20-minute stretch? No. Jonas Valanciunas, I can. Here's Michael Scotto, HoopsHype, and what he had to say about the Lakers' interest in Jonas Valanciunas. He said, having acquired the wing defender they sought in Finney-Smith, the next idea of the Lakers' list is a backup center. The Lakers will continue to try and acquire Wizards center Jonas Valanciunas or another backup center on the trade market with their remaining future second-round draft capital. And Gabe Vincent is expected to be dangled in talks as well, as he does make around $10 to $11 million on his contract right now. This move is probably the most likely one out there for the Lakers right now. And it makes the most sense, right? You got a guy in Jonas Valanciunas under contract for a couple more seasons. He can provide you great off-the-bench scoring from that low post spot. And, if he's hitting his threes at a pretty decent clip, I think this would be a very, very valuable addition to this Lakers roster. And he's just one more piece. Next up, though, not necessarily, basically the antithesis of Jonas Valanciunas here is Robert Williams III. Now, this is a guy who just hasn't really been able to stay consistently healthy for long stretches in his career, and that's why I'm like a little bit on the fence about making a deal to send him to Los Angeles. So like, the Lakers already have hurt players in the front court, and they already have a guy in Anthony Davis that can be made of glass on any given week. So like, I'm a little bit hesitant on giving Robert Williams III, kind of a long leash and going out there and giving up assets to go out and acquire him. But you can't deny what he's really, really good at is being a lob threat, great pick and roll guy. And, he's an elite rim protector, plays way bigger than his 6'8", 6'9" frame. And he's not making too much money as well, only $12.4 million. This is an intriguing trade piece for me, but maybe I want somebody with a little bit more of a two-dimensional game than, or a three-dimensional game, I guess just to say, than Robert Williams III. Next up, maybe a little bit of a younger kind of piece that we could see in Los Angeles for a long period of time is Nick Richards, who has really burst onto the scene this year after a great end to last season in Charlotte. This is another great rim protector, guy who cleans the glass. I'd argue he's actually a better overall rebounder than Robert Williams III, and he doesn't make any money. This would be an easy deal if the Lakers wanted to package one of their smaller contracts and just throw a couple second-round picks Charlotte's way. Like, it doesn't seem like they're too attached to Nick Richards with the other guys that they have there in their front court. So, I mean, this name has been dangled out there for a while right now. I would like to see Los Angeles go out there and make a move for Nick Richards because this one would probably cost the least out of any of these center trade targets. And last up, maybe the best overall ceiling for a player that the Lakers go out there and acquire is Walker Kessler. I mean, listen, we've talked about the past two guys, Nick Richards and Robert Williams. Walker Kessler is by far the best rim protector out of all three. He stands way above 7 foot, and he hasn't really been able to carve out that role that he honestly rightfully deserves in Utah with John Collins and Lauri Markkanen and all the other guys they got running in and out of there. Like, Walker Kessler deserves to be a starter in this league, and I think that there's a chance that if he were to move to Los Angeles, you could run a really, really big lineup of AD at the 4 and Kessler at the 5 because he deserves it. And I know Lakers fans are clamoring for Walker Kessler out there. This could be a massive, massive, massive acquisition, but, in today's NBA, teams are always looking for switches. The one con for Walker Kessler is he's kind of got cement feet. Really can't move out there in open space, defending a switch one-on-one. Like, he will get killed in those areas, but if you just stick him down low and stick him outside the rim, he ain't getting anything past those outstretched arms of his 7'4" frame. I love Walker Kessler. Plus, he costs no money as well. Who would you take out of these four guys, though? Let me know down in the comments section. If it's Jonas Valanciunas, give me a JV. If it's Nick Richards, give me an NR. If it's Robert Williams, give me a RW down in the comments. And if it's Walker Kessler, which I think we're going to see the overwhelming majority of, give me a WK down in the comments section. As far as guard trade targets out there for Golden State, these are the two that kind of make the most sense, right? Look at teams like Washington. Look at a team like San Antonio. Neither one is necessarily contending this season. Those are the teams that the Lakers are going to have to go out there and target these trade targets for, because these guys aren't looking to compete. They're actually looking to get worse and looking to build draft capital. Both these guys, I think that could honestly go for second round draft compensation and whatever contracts match the deals, because I think Tre Jones is a really, really sound facilitator. He makes $9.1 million this year. See ya. Gabe Vincent, a couple second round picks. We'll see you later. And he's a guy who averages solid numbers across the board, but his role is kind of diminished in San Antonio with, Jeremy Sohan kind of moving to the point guard spot. They got Stephon Castle dominating the ball a lot there. Now, Tre Jones' role has severely diminished, and I think he could reignite his career a little bit if a trade to Los Angeles were to happen. Malcolm Brogdon, though, this is a guy who, man, if he works out, it's awesome, right? Because he can defend a little bit. He can kind of do everything on the basketball court offensively, can score from all three levels, can shoot the ball at a really efficient rate. He's a walking 50, 40, 90 guy, but he hasn't been able to stay too healthy over these last couple of years of his career. And he makes a lot of money right now, $22.5 million. The Lakers would have to figure out some things financially to make a deal with Washington work, but he gets a lot of attention for Washington right now, so I wouldn't see them. I could definitely see them, moving off of him to try to get worse and try to get closer and closer to the highest number of lottery balls when the draft lottery rolls around. So with that being said, Tre Jones, Malcolm Brogdon, pick one of these two to trade for if you're looking for a guard for the Los Angeles Lakers. If it's Tre Jones, give me a TJ down below, my initials. That's awesome. And then Malcolm Brogdon, give me an MB down below. Who would you guys want to see come to the Los Angeles at the guard spot? That'll be the end of today's show. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time hosting my first edition of the Lakers Report. Shout out to my guy Cullen for doing everything he does behind the scenes here at this channel. He's doing a phenomenal job. And if you guys want to repay him, turn on your notifications. Damn it. Turn them on. Set your notifications to all. Hit that bell icon. You will be alerted every single time he posts a video right here at the Lakers Report.